Hey, Mike. So people are always asking me about the hats, where they come from, why we have so many. They see them everywhere here and there. You want to talk a little bit about that or kind of give a little history on that?
Yeah. Before we talk about hats, I guess we'll go into something a little more deeper than that. But, back in my Air Force days, our instructors and our tacticians, their motto was humble, credible, and approachable. And I really feel that applies to our industry as well. Mm-hmm. And we want our engineers to be humble. That's pretty easy. We hire humility.
Yeah.
Credible is also somewhat easy. It takes 4 years, but we train our engineers internally, and on their journey to become a PE after 4 years, they have that credibility.
Yeah.
The last one was approachable, which was really a tough challenge for us. There's just a big divide between engineers and contractors.
Yeah. It's kind of hard sometimes, right? There's a gap, right? There's sometimes, engineers work at a different pace than contractors.
Yeah, and construction's messy and it travels fast, and engineers had a reputation of not being responsive or communicative, and we wanted our engineers to be approachable, if you will.
Yeah. So how do you come about addressing that?
So in the construction industry, they wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
And so I found that the gold standard is really the Richardson 112 hat here, and this was our first hat with our logo. Our marketing folks were not happy with me that I did not include our full Moose Engineers logo on there, but to me is when you give someone a hat, they know what you are, who you are, and I wanted a hat that they would wear and that they'd wear out and that they'd call me and ask for another one.
Yeah.
So again, that was the first hat, the Richardson 112 with heather gray, light gray. You'll see a theme here with Richardson hats. They're not a sponsor, but if they are, if they're watching, please call me, and I have some ideas on colorway.
Yeah, I've seen these all over the place, and you've seen them get dirty, right? And you're like, hey, the people would be like, hey, can I get another one, right?
Yep, we've had a lot of repeat customers ask for new ones, and we gladly give them a new hat when they wear theirs out. So this was the first generation. Our second generation was the Richardson 115 low-rise trucker. It's a little bit smaller than the original, and we figured out it is a one size fits many, which equates to it doesn't fit everybody.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. I've tried putting on every single hat you bought, and I've gotten lucky a couple times, but for the most part, one size fits many kind of rings a little bit truer for me, right?
Yeah. So this was in navy and heather gray also, and so we have not ordered this for a long time because it was pretty small.
Yeah.
The next one was the Richardson 712 visor, and we did it in royal and white, and it's a trucker visor here with snapbacks. And then we also did a pink version. These hats were really popular with pickleballers, boaters, beachgoers, and a lot of women. So,
oh yeah, perfect for the beach.
Perfect, yep. Our fourth generation, up in construction sites, I noticed that contractors were not wearing hats in the winter, but they were wearing beanies, and so we have the Richardson R20 beanie. All weather capable. It's good for people who are follically challenged or just in general in the winter. So.
Stay cozy, right?
Yeah. For the 5th anniversary of Moose, we came out with a special hat, and again, you see a theme here. It was a Richardson 112, and we kind of did the Fiesta theme hat.
Yeah.
The 5th anniversary for Moose was about the 5th of May, Cinco de Mayo, and so we came out with this hat. And it was a huge hit. The logo got bigger, it got centered, and obviously it introduced some colors that we hadn't had before.
Yeah, a little Cinco de Moose, right?
Cinco de Moose, yeah. A couple of our engineers asked if we could have a different color. Luke and Patricio picked out this one. It's a limited edition tan by Richardson. It's still the Richardson 112. And this was also very popular. We only ordered it that one time.
Oh, yeah.
And then, because some people have larger than normal heads, the average size head in America is between 7 and 7.5 inches, and some people have larger heads. We came out with the Flex Fit hat, which fits those with whose heads are more than one standard deviation above normal.
Just a little bit, so, just got to be better than average sometimes, right?
Yeah, so this one's targeted specifically at Lorenzo, who the hats do not fit. But
I've worn that one quite a lot to the beach as well too. So the one I have is covered in sand, So
we'll get you a new one.
Exclusives.
Last year we came out with a completely new hat. Again, the Richardson 112, new logo. we kind of blended the San Antonio skyline with the moose colors and the sunset and an actual moose. So this hat was designed by my son and daughter-in-law, and it's on the Richardson 112, obviously.
I love that because, you know, like most of the time you just see the antlers, you know, you don't get the full animal. I love how the background is too, you know, the good old San Antonio callback.
Yeah.
But I'm noticing a trend here, you know, it's just the straight, pure simplicity of just either the antlers or just the logo.
Try to keep it simple to keep, you know, to keep it approachable. This hat's been very popular. And then we also did a 7-panel trucker in royal blue and black with the same logo.
I feel like marketing's probably not too happy without the branding being all over the place, all over the hat, right? They're a little upset.
They do not like it. But, and again, you know, Moose Engineers was named after the C-17 call sign and not a literal moose. So combining this in there is kind of a play on words and symbols.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite little fun facts about the company. You know, everyone's like, oh, what with Moose? Any hunters or anything? No. Good old Mike flew the C-17, right? So.
Yeah, and there's no moose in Texas except for us. So this is kind of monumental.
More exclusive.
So recently in my family, we were talking about what's our first memory as a child. My first memory was 1976. I know I'm dating myself, but I was 5 years old, and it was the bicentennial of the United States. And so the 200th anniversary of our nation.
Ooh.
And July 4th was just a huge time. There was fireworks everywhere. People were setting up flags, and I just remember where I was. They came out with the special quarters that said 1976 to 1776, and I just thought that was the coolest thing. So that's my earliest memory as a child. I don't know what yours is.
You know, I got to go with Y2K, right? Right up my alley, you know, Y2K, everyone freaking out about, you know, the computer's going to crash. Is everything going to happen? People, you know, stocking up on foods and toilet paper probably back in the day. But I remember going at midnight to, you know, my parents' place, and they checked the computers. I'm like, why am I here in the middle of the night? They're like, just don't worry about it. But everything worked well, and that's probably the earliest memory that I have a date on. So.
Yeah, that's cool. That's funny. Very on brand for a millennial too. So coming up on the 8th year anniversary of Moose, it's also the 250th anniversary of our nation, which is called the semi-quincentennial. Very difficult to say. Much more difficult than bicentennial.
Semi-quincentennial.
Semi-quincentennial, the 250th year of our nation. So we decided, well, let's come out with a special hat for that. 250 is a long time, you know.
It is.
Think about civilization and mankind. So we came out with this hat, which... Frankly, our marketing folks, you know, you can see there's no moose logo on the front, so they're probably coping with that right now. But we felt like nothing should, you know, supplant the flag. But we do have the moose logo on the back.
Oh, man, I love this hat. I love how it just right there, right in front of you. I feel so patriotic just looking at it, you know. And what better way to celebrate that 250 with something as bold and bright as this?
Yeah, so we envision people wearing these obviously this year, but obviously 4th of July will be a big big thing.
Be popping a couple fireworks with this hat on.
Yeah, for sure.
So does this fit my head?
We're working on that.
All right. So how do people get these?
Well, if people have watched this far in the video, thank you, first of all. And second of all, approach any Moose employee. We have 13 employees now, as you know. So approach any Moose employee and ask for the 250 hat, and they'll kindly give you one.
Oh, man, these are awesome. Thank you, Mike. And look for yours. All right. Oh, it fits.
It fits.